How funny would it be if I just came back to my channel tomorrow with zero explanation, just upload a random Shrek conspiracy theory or something? Yo, what is up, my grandchildren? It is Suxi, your grandpa, and welcome back to my channel. So this is gonna be a rather weird upload for those of you who are new to my channel. This is not my normal type of upload, surprisingly. But that being said, if you go to my channel, there are no other uploads currently. We're gonna be covering that today. Not to mention, there will also be another post coming out soon covering a more broad topic, something I'd want to cover, not, you know, myself like we're doing today. But we're gonna be talking about my brief absence, and by brief I mean a few years, but hey, hold with me. So I've been wanting to record this video for a while now, but I just didn't know how I wanted to approach the topic. Doing something like a Turkey Tom deep analysis almost feels kind of silly, but at the same time I feel like I can really play into it, so without further ado, here's the brief history of my time on the internet, and where I plan to go from here. So like many from my generation, we were blatantly neglected and shoved iPhones in our faces from a very young age. And so we were kind of exposed to the internet and all of its intricacies way younger than we probably should have been. So my internet footprint actually admittedly starts way earlier than I will probably be covering in today's video, because that is way too much information and I don't want to out myself publicly like that. But I'm going to be covering the important things that are prominent to this channel and just my presence overall as a person. For many unfortunate souls, such as myself, our internet lives started when we were probably way too young to understand what we were posting online. Let's take it back a few years, back into the year 2015. 50 Shades of Grey just came out. The Hunger Games movie franchise just came to an end. Everyone online is arguing about what color a damn dress is. And it's been 2 years since a good Disney princess movie came out. Now granted, only the last one's relevant, but that brings us to June 28th, 2015. The start of my Disney comic series, also featuring DreamWorks characters and the like, but for the sake alone, I'm just gonna call it a Disney comic. And I uploaded these comics for pretty much almost the entirety of 2015. Now you might be wondering how that pertains to my time here on YouTube, and that's where we get into the plot. I'm addressing this now so I'm not canceled for it in the future, because even if you do decide to go back and read these yourselves, I can't take these down, I can't get back into the account to get them down, and now they're just immortalized on the internet, and most people in my community already do know that this is me who made these. I guess there's no better place to start than from the beginning. The series starts out Pretty Little Liars style. One of the girls had hit a guy with her car. The girls don't know necessarily what to do about it and decide to instead hide the murder. The next day they attempt to attend school as normal, greeted by their friends and questioned what they were doing the previous day. Elsa's sister Anna also is kind of wondering what happened, but gets immediately shut down by her sister. Later into conversation, we get sent into a flashback of the character Hans getting hit by a car, and we truly see Elsa struggling with it as she can't sleep. She wakes her sister up to confront her about her issues. Now so far it's a very standard generic whodunit comic. Are they gonna get away with it? What's gonna happen with Elsa and Anna kind of story. Very high school, very teenage. However, where it kind of goes off the rails here is in this next part. Now I actually can't say what's being said here in the comics, but to briefly summarize it, Anna had no reaction really to her killing a guy, and then immediately disclosed really personal information that had happened to her regarding a essay. Elsa, being the goated older sister that she is, asks her sister to take a test to make sure everything is okay. Everything was not okay. In the meantime, Rapunzel and Jack Frost break up, and then he immediately gets with Elsa. I'm gonna fill in a little bit of context here before we continue any. Given that this was the year 2015 and I was born in 2003, I don't think I was an age old enough to understand these topics enough to be making them into a comic, let alone posting them. But here we are. Rapunzel discloses similar information that Anna did to Mavis from Hotel Transylvania. Then next, the two women who have had the most unfortunate time in this comic have a conversation about what they're going to be doing in their situations. And I know I'm just barely glazing over the surface of this. You are seeing what is up on screen, you are reading some of these lines, but I can't help but just laugh at this one in particular. particular. I'm gonna read it out for you. So after Anna and Punzi decide to talk, and Anna comes to the conclusion that she needs to tell Elsa what's actually going on, she confronts her, and Elsa starts off by saying, "I knew you were lying." And Anna's like, "So you're not mad?" Elsa responds with, "I'm not the one pushing a baby out of my vagina." How old was I when I was rating this? It's gonna be popped up on screen now here, but writing. I got the fucking writing chops. Who else is ballsy enough to commit to that? It was a choice. Was it a good one? Who knows? But it was a choice. That is immediately preceded by Merida from Brave telling Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragons that she was a part of the guy being murdered. You know, just confessing to somebody. The last thing you're supposed to do when, you know, you're trying to cover up a murder. But it's okay, because look at how cute they are. Aww. We flip back to Jack Frost and Elsa, and they're on a date. However, Elsa immediately tells Jack the entirety of the situation, kind of like Merida just did to Hiccup. None of these girls can cover their tracks, and they're all gonna be arrested. But it's okay, because they're cute. No, I'm just kidding. I genuinely can't stand the majority of the characters in these comics. If they were genuinely real people, they would be the worst kinds of people. Rapunzel and Anna both decide to throw a party. You know, two pregnant women throwing a shindig with alcohol when they can't drink.
This is. I mean, is it a gathering, a shindig, or a hootenanny?
What's the difference?
Well, gathering is brie, mellow song stylings. Shindig, dip, less mellow song stylings, perhaps a large amount of malt beverage. And hootenanny, well, it's chock full of hoot, just a little bit of nanny.
What sounds better? Rapunzel asks Mavis to go to the party. This is important for later. And then in a twist of fate, we get a reveal of the century. Wait for it. Drum roll, please. We have a flashback of Anna's, and we see what had happened during her SA. Hans comes up with a syringe, covers her mouth, and drugs her. I am sorry, but you cannot tell me that there is not a more memeable image than the one you are currently looking at. Okay, so now crossing into the second season, we are now arriving on the big night, the party. And this right here, folks, all of this build up is to where it finally begins for me on the internet. You may or may not have seen this meme format. I'm not sure how far spread it was on Tumblr, but apparently it was a pretty big thing on Tumblr back in the day.
You call me baby, maybe.
Oh my god, did he call her baby? Maybe. I'm not okay. Play it cool, 'cause he likes that.
Rapunzel makes a swift move on Mavis, kissing her, which leads to this next string of dialogue. Mavis asks, "Did you just kiss me?" Rapunzel goes, "Yes." Mavis is like, "It's okay. I am a lesbo." And Rapunzel goes, "You better be." If you recognize those four panels, that is because this is a meme that pops up almost every year, without a doubt around Gay Pride Month, and I get spammed with DMs, you know, showing me your different memes, and if you would like to partake this year, here's the extensive back history on it. Now, I will not be covering the rest of the comic because it kind of fades into not really important things, not really progressing the story much, and then I entirely scrap that comic and start a new one, which also ends very abruptly. So now we actually get into the juicy part of my internet presence. The start of my YouTube channel. As some of you guys might know, this channel actually started off as an art channel. I would post different types of speed lapse videos and just anything that I had on my phone saved that was drawing related. It would all just get uploaded. There was no structure or editing to most of this. But eventually I started to realize that those videos weren't doing too well and really started to pay attention to the YouTube algorithm and what videos were being pushed at the time. And since it was 2018, as you may could imagine, where this is going, the main topic or the main content that was pushed was commentary content. Ironic as it is to say now with, you know, hindsight being 2020, this was at the point where channels such as Cyrus, I'm Alex, Memulus, Will and E were very much on the rise. Dr. Phil content being like prime rib back in the day. Get an image in your head right now, okay? Picture what Dr. Phil looks like. Picture squishing his big lumpy cheeks between your palms, okay? Imagine rubbing your thumb up against the bristles of his upper lip. but you don't feel anything. Because Dr. Phil fucking shaved his mustache. Seeing channels both as Memulous and Moist Critical doing pretty well, also uploading gaming content, I followed right in that footstep. Me and my friends I have made both on YouTube and not on YouTube at the time decided to form this YouTube group called The Bakery. We would do collaboration videos, gaming videos, and even streaming on each other's channels.
No.
Sometimes I wish I could yeet you off the fucking island and never have to see you again. My bread and butter was more so the Roblox videos that I would do in collaboration with the bakery. Also at the time known as the BBC. BBC standing for Big Black Crafting, our Minecraft group. What were you thinking? Get your mind out of the gutter. Or alternatively, as some of the people in the group called it, the Big Black Boys, but I was not responsible for that naming, don't look at me. Most of the members from this group no longer make content of any sort on the internet. However, one of the primary members or honorary members still keeps in contact with me and I still talk to. So shout out Isbroki, we love Isbroki content here on the Suxi channel. This was very much just my era of collaboration, whether that be gaming content or actual in-person content with people. I was very much just wanting to create, wanting to get my voice out there, just wanting to do anything. And on April 19th, 2019, I finally hit 100 subscribers. A very retrospectively small achievement at the time, but I was very proud of myself and recorded a one-of-a-kind 100 sub special. And I don't think I could summarize this other than just playing it for you. Before hitting 100 subs, despite seeing the whole demand for commentary content, I hadn't necessarily committed to it, more so using the style of comedy as a way to navigate my gaming and make that content more entertaining. But just like Post-Nut Bliss, hitting 100 subs, getting that small little taste, stirred me down a path that I could just not stop.
Commentary, I got a problem with this one. Now you may know I already have almost no respect for most commentary channels. Again, don't get me wrong, there are some great ones out there, but most of the time, they're low effort and ass.
My channel slowly derailed into pretty much nothing but commentary content from that point. The first video of which reviewing a channel that went by the name of Lasagna Man, which was this very charismatic man who just did food related like music content. It was so good.
With a little bit of sugar for my sweet lasagna days. Watch me make the lady swoon with my bolognese.
It was one of my worst videos ever, but it was such a good topic. I tried reaching out to him to no avail, unsurprisingly, but I did try. My next victim, as you could say, was a channel that went by the name of Life of Tinos, who is actually still around and makes content. It's just vastly different than the content that they used to make. Whenever I had reviewed them and made a video on them, they mostly did pickup style content, you know, going out and just trying to pick girls off of the street. They now do music reviews and stuff, and I would highly suggest you go and check them out. I really love their channel now. But the time, he actually took the video really positively as well, and we had kind of a small camaraderie going on. He posted up on his public Instagram account thanking me for making a video on him. I posted up in one of my next videos talking about our extensive love for each other. So yeah, no, Tinos is a cool dude. Which next on the cool dudes list, we have one of my favorite topics that I ever covered on my channel, One Giant Onion. So I hadn't checked up on his channel in like a really long time until just now, and all I can say is, yep, still goated. Would highly recommend you watch his content.
I think they need to bring back sleep.
But to summarize what he used to upload, or what I at least covered in the video I had made, the kid was eating an onion out of this mini fridge that he had entirely filled of onions every day until the announcement of Shrek 5 was made, which at the time seemed very far-fetched. So this guy was eating an onion every singular day, or at least one bite. All we did ever see was one bite, except for the few exclusive times he just sat and ate an entire one.
I have been posting onion videos every single day for around 708 days, alright? This is the
That was the final day we made, alright? Day 708.
But all I can say is men among men. Absolute goat. He had actually acknowledged me and responded to my video as well, commenting on a few things that I had guesstimated, proving my whole accusation of him having a mini fridge for onions to be correct, which just felt like a win in my book, no matter. The guy's a really chill dude. Yet again, would highly recommend. All of these channels that are fantastic channels are going to be linked below. However, despite the high that we are currently riding, this is where things start to go extremely south extremely quickly. On July 30th, 2019, I uploaded a video titled "Jeffree Star is back at it again." Now, despite what the title is named, it was very clickbaity. It wasn't actually about Jeffree Star. It was about a man that highly reminded me of the narcissism Jeffree Star displayed at the time. I actually want to jump in here real quick with some audio from the future, because I was looking back at some clips while editing this, and there was a lot of videos that I did not see that they had uploaded in this time frame, and I kind of want to reconstruct the way that I view this era of my channel and the way that I view what had happened between us and everything. And I think that it was just a bunch of misguided miscommunication. Yes, there was a bunch of DMs from people telling me about their account that, quite frankly, I should not have listened to. I should not have, made public, because if it was not something that they were actively trying to make public, then I had no right to. So in that regards, Marco, I do want to apologize. Also, in regards to, kind of poking fun, I was a child. I was in very much that age where I did not understand words have consequences. What you're saying is actually mean and not just base level, surface level funny. So I do want to apologize for that. I also do want to re-clarify, since you did state in one of your videos that you're not necessarily sure how fair use works and how public image works. So basically, on fair use and copyright on the YouTube system, I can have clips of your videos, like very small snippets, not the entirety of your video, in a constructive purpose on my channel. So I can re-upload clips of your videos if I am talking about them and reviewing them like I was in the previous video, like I am now. So that is how fair use works. You do not get any profits from that. You only get profits if we do collabs or anything like that together. I did not mean to defame your character in any type of way, is what I'm trying to say. That in of itself is something I do regret, and is why I'm jumping in here to kind of reshape my narrative and what I'm trying to say here. Before I really deep dive into this topic, I just want to state for the record that I had no idea that this man could have been suffering from any mental illnesses, and I did not mean him any ill will at the time. I was very much making these videos as like kind of funny pokes at channels to get attention and, build a community doing that. There was absolutely no malintent or meaning to bully whenever I started making this video, by any means. That breaks us into the two-part saga that I'm just gonna simply title the Marco DC Saga. I ended up making 2 videos on this man. The first video being the one where I, initially cover his channel, talk about what he did on there. The second video being one where I had to address statements he was saying towards me and other things that had come out about him. Marco DC danced around his room wearing various different costumes while blasting different songs on his phone and singing loudly over them. He would call them studio covers. I thought it was very odd content to be making, especially given how often he was posting in a day and the amount of subs he was gaining, and overall the entirety of this man's existence. It was kind of like the perfect goldmine for content, in my personal opinion. Honestly astounding to me that this guy has only been uploading for about a month and he already has 8,000 videos on his channel. But oh, was I so very wrong. Marco's initial response to this video was actually nothing negative. He posted up on his channel thanking me for reviewing his, telling my subscribers to subscribe to him. Where things start to go a little bit wonky per se is when he started commenting things such as you're seeing on screen. Yet again, just chiming in real quick, it did also get mentioned or brought up in another video that Margot did upload that there was an account that was messaging me, also sending me messages asking for money. I even got a DM in my DMs at that point with legal action threatened to be pursued. So if it is correct, like Margot said, and it is a spam account that pretends to be them, then everything that I have said in regards to what happened there is entirely on that spam person and not on Margot. But unfortunately, since we no longer have YouTube DMs, I can't go back and actually verify which account it did come from. So just take what I'm saying right now as hearsay. Asking me for money when I clearly wasn't making any money on that account, which really made me stop making commentary talking about anybody in specific. The real icing on the cake though was when it was revealed to me that this man had actually had a really active porn career. So I was 16 years old getting into beef with a porn star. After my second Marco video, my channel definitely took a turn towards the more wholesome route, if you could even call it that. More so, I just stopped directly targeting or poking fun at channels and more so chose videos that were already popular or like topics that were already being talked about. My most popular video of this era and just on my channel point blank period being titled "I Love Drinking My Mom's Milk," which was a storytime animated thing that I covered slightly, no script, and it was my most popular video, so that didn't hurt my ego. I really started to focus on more broad topics or big topics that I thought were pressing in the YouTube kaleidoscope. Granted, it's not like I hadn't done that in the past talking about how minors were treated on the platform, but Dramageddon changed everybody. I'm not sure for the better or for the worse, but it really did change my channel for the worse in my personal opinion. I shifted to making more, I'm not even necessarily sure I'd call it a documentary type video, but they were more like serious looks at the YouTube community as a whole, which were really fun to make, but were really repetitive, and people pointed that out to me extremely quickly, and I kind of fell out of confidence with YouTube. The last video that was uploaded on my channel was simply titled "Did Shane Dawson Manipulate Us?" and that was uploaded 3 years ago. And there is a reason why I haven't uploaded, and that is simply because I was going through high school. I was trying to, you know, get a footing on who I was as a person before I really committed any type of face to this platform. The one I had had up to that point was not necessarily the type of person I wanted to be displayed as. Yes, fun at the time, not very mature, and also a lot of the things I were saying were very much just for the whole shock value thing and not actually things I believed in. So with that being said, I think I'm in a sound place of mind to continue, not necessarily from where I was, but in a new spot in my YouTube path. And so I very much plan on staying back and coming back in full swing. I did announce at some point last year, I believe it was October, that my comic series that I've been working on for the past, I believe it's been actually 3 to 4 years, entitled Don't, is set to be published, or the first chapter is set to come out this upcoming December. Hopefully, if not on Christmas, shortly thereafter. I just did a sticker collab not too long ago with my friend Isproki, and we kind of collaborated to promote their music, her music, and also my comic. So I would highly suggest you check out both. My socials are in the description as well as hers. I just want to give an honorable mention and also a shout out to another one of my YouTube friends, Melon here on the platform. They were constantly on my ass about coming back to the platform and actually motivated me to record this tonight and just fuck it, we ball, you know, just putting what I can out there and not being too shy. So thank you so much, pal. Check out their channel. They do kind of like game retrospective stuff, but also just overall, I wouldn't even necessarily say commentary, they just judge the fuck out of everything that's going on in the YouTube scene. I love their content, it's so good. So that leaves us at, where do I go from here? Well, like I previously stated, I am definitely here to stay. I just want to shift what content I am doing. I more so want to cover like TV shows, movies, even like YouTube series and stuff that I grew up on. You know, stuff that I find personal and near and dear to my heart, just topics that I could do a deep dive on that I would find personally enjoyable enjoyable instead of constantly getting up in people's business or like having to do hours of research on people that I just find deplorable. It's just not that fun for me, honestly. So that is very much the path that I am planning to take. I also want to do videos going over my comic series and whenever I am writing that, so like different progress videos, but I also want to do a series on how to write a comic and going through the process of writing a comic, if you guys would be interested in that. Either way, I think I'm going to be making those videos, so. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. I know it was kind of a longer one, seeing as though videos I typically make are about 10 minutes or so, but thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on guys, let's sing our own background music. Forget it, I'll do it sometime. I'm locked up on the button. Can't you do it sometime? Pushing it too far. Oh! Fine, electrify mine. Oh, electrify my golden tooth. Can't even look at your eyes without sparking some electrify. We got this. This is fun. Let's go. Let's go. Outro music. Let's go. Hey. Yeah. Surprise, I'm in the same time. Oh, beneath the same sun. That's right. Oh man, you got me to size. My little buttercup. That hurts. Fine, electrify my golden tooth. Can't even look at your eyes without sparking some